it said that it saved her life because she said she was on the brink of committing suicide or having those thoughts and stuff like that, maybe going through depression.
Yeah.
And football was an outlet for her to
express herself,
and to play and just to be a part of something.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, so that really touched me, and I was just like, wow, like I didn't think me just doing something for fun, like coaching football and doing something that I enjoyed, would bring value to someone else in that type of way, where, you know, it would prevent her from, you know, having those type of thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, because I can even imagine what someone like is someone that is going through depression or you know, a bad relationship or whatever it is, you know, to say that football help save them from those things.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, I've come to another conclusion that people tend to find the things that they're looking for, but what people don't realize is the people that you surround yourself with tend to dictate what you end up looking for. And that's a question I ask most of my guests, and it's like, who are the 5 closest people that you associate with, and how do they affect you? And I generally, for someone as positive as you and I know who mine are, and majority of them are virtual. Like I look into people
online.
Yeah, online, because sometimes when you grow up with a dark past or like a harder past, you kind of have to seek mentorship or help in other avenues. And I want to ask you, who are the people that helped you shape yourself, like, to this day?
This is an interesting question. Ironically, I think because recently it was Mother's Day, last Sunday, about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I think, or no, I know my mom is definitely one of the most influential people in my life. You know, she definitely has helped shape me in the person that I've become today.
Yeah.
As a young man. And actually, I shared a post on Facebook recently. You know, like, you know how everyone was wishing their mothers happy Mother's Day and posting pictures with them.
Right.
But interestingly, when, you know, we got up that morning, and, you know, on Mother's Day, I said, "Oh, Mom, you know, you want to go to brunch, lunch? You know, I'll take you out. You know, we could just do, you know, that thing, that Mother's Day, the typical Mother's Day thing." And she told me, she was like, you know, no, I'm not going. Because I already have plans. And I was like, what do you mean? It's Mother's Day. It's your day. Like, I'm supposed to, you know, be taking you out.
Right.
And you know, spoiling you and doing all those things with you. And she said that...
Are you an only child, by the way?
No, I have a younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a younger sister. That's in Bolivia right now. So shout out, Mimi.
Hey.
Melinda, some might know her as.
Okay.
But yeah, she's teaching English in Bolivia right now. Yeah, she's seeing the world in that way. But anyway, back to my mom. So my mom, you know, she said she wasn't going, and I said, you know, well, why? And she said, I'm actually taking 2 elderly people, elderly couple, to a church, or, you know, a church event that's celebrating Mother's Day.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay. Okay, so do you want to do something after? And she said, no, it's fine. I'm just going to go to this event. You know, do you want to come along?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, it's Mother's Day and everyone's with their mothers, so I should kind of spend time with my mom.
Right.
So I'll go along with you. So we ended up going up to pick up that elderly couple and taking them to the event, and we did Mother's Day that way. And so, you know, that spoke volumes to the person that she is. You know, I shared in my post how she's one of the most selfless and genuine people that I know. Not based on, you know, things she tells me to do positively, because she nags, of course, me all the time about stuff like any parent would.
Yeah.
But through her actions, you know, she models things that, you know, she does things, and it models it.
She's
for
like the idol role model, like.
Yeah, and not only for me, she, you know, a lot of other people, you know, they feel the same way that I do about her.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a great trait to have.
Like, the gift of giving is continuously giving, like, it's a never-ending effect.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, the really interesting part about that is, it's like, you know, usually when you give, it's because you have enough.
Yeah.
You know, there was times where we didn't have enough, or we had very little.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't broke or homeless or anything like that, but, you know, there was times where we didn't have as much, and she would still be giving. And I'm just like, wow, like, you know, that says a lot about the person that she is, to be able to give even though we don't have much.
Right.
You know, so So she's I think a big example, and she kind of contributes to how I am now as a coach or as an educator,
Right.
or being in those spaces,
Yeah.
and giving back to others, and volunteering for events or organizations. Not only do I do it because it's fun, and
Right.
I get to interact with a lot of different groups of people, but actually I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it's just part of me. I feel like,
Right.
whereas some people think it's work. It almost doesn't always seem like work to me. It seems like I'm just
You learned how to synergize your lifestyle and your career, and I want to emphasize that a lot, that most people don't do. Like, they think work is work, and that's how how they get their financial means, but then they don't realize that it's almost toxic when you separate a lot of things in your life. Like, when you compartmentalize things, and with me being in the military and learning a lot more about PTSD, you're just hiding shit, like, and it builds up over time, and that's when people go crazy, because you have a lot of baggage, and it just weighs you down, and in literal terms, that it will depress you. And because most people always highlight one of their parents as their positive role models, I want to ask you, who are your other four? Because normally it's an easy take. It's always a parent or both parents, and then significant other, and then maybe another family member. But could you even think about your next four people besides your mom that are truly that you're closest to currently?
Currently, well, one person that I would say that was influential, that I don't see as much of now, is my high school football coach.
Okay.
Coach Trivers. So shout out Coach Trivers from Northwest, and now he coaches at Gonzaga High School, which is a private high school in D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, and they actually won.
They're big. I know,
they won their league recently, and he actually got recognized recently as Coach of the Year, like high school national Coach of the Year, or something like that. I have to go back and look and find that out, but yeah, he got recognized as like the best high school coach in the United States.
Wow,
which was pretty cool, through like USA Today or something like that.
Okay,
but he's a big reason. A lot of the values that I learned from him in high school.
Yeah.
So I learned at a very young age, when I was like 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
Through his coaching style and how he coached us, and the lessons that he taught us as young men or
Right.
boys at the time.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of my former high school teammates take that into their adulthood, and into their lives, into when they played at college football or whatever or even as students, and now into their professional lives.
Okay.
And he was one of the most influential people, because he taught us a lot of the values that I shared earlier. Like contributing to something greater than yourselves, the idea of family, and committing yourself to hard work and dedicating yourself to it, and how that you're able to achieve anything if you really put your mind and work ethic into it.
Right. It's a very big belief factor. And then, could you say like the other three? Other three, I
would say the other person would be my sister.
Okay.
She
does a lot. If she's in Bolivia teaching,
yeah,
you can say no more off of that.
Yeah, so it's her fourth
family.
country that she's lived in.
Okay.
She lives in Bolivia. Before, she lived in Vietnam, which is our home country, and then she lived in France and Spain.
Mm-hmm.
But she's visited a total of 30 countries, which is pretty astonishing at her age.
Yeah.
To do. And so she's someone that, it's funny because your podcast is Curiosity.
Feed your curiosity.
Yeah, feed your curiosity. So I think she has a lot of curiosity about the world, as do a good amount of us, I feel like.
Yeah.
Including myself. But she's actually out there doing it. Like she's
the
living in other
execution part
countries.
is the missing factor for most people.
And it happens to be that she's utilizing education and teaching others English in foreign countries as a platform to travel the world.
Right.
So man, her adventurous, I guess, spirit is something that I really admire. Admire, and I know a lot of people admire her as well in terms of that. And it makes me want to explore more. And I've followed her across the world.
Yeah.
Whether she was in Vietnam, like I'm thinking about making a trip to Bolivia right now, to see how it works with my work schedule and such.
Nice.
But before I visited her in Vietnam and France, and these other countries, and if it weren't for her to, I guess, trailblaze and visit these countries first and live there, I probably wouldn't be as likely to visit them as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's definitely an interesting person.
Okay. Dope. I'll say, I think for the sake of time, I think I got to bounce pretty soon.
Okay.
If you got this is one question I told with Rob. Think of Iron Man. If you had a heads-up display that everyone could see, what if you had like one like line to say, what would you say? Like a speech type of thing. Not a speech, but like, I don't know. What would you say on everyone's heads-up display? If, like in the futuristic world where everyone became like Iron Man and they could see like
Okay.
a note and just spread for the whole world, what would it say?
A note for the world.
Yeah, like if you had like a message that you could write, I don't care like how long it is, but like you had a message that everyone will see, like tomorrow morning, what would it say that everyone needs to hear?
Man, like, I don't want to sound cliche, but it's really, find and follow your passion.
Okay.
I just think it's so powerful. Like, I've been able to taste it. I haven't really been able to do it completely and go all in on it because I'm still trying to find, which avenue and which way I want to go about that.
This is coming from the guy who doesn't know his own passion.
No, I know my passions. My two passions are, like I said, coaching and education. And I've done both, right? I've been a teacher, I've been a coach, but I want to find a way to do it at a greater scale.
Okay.
And impact more people. But yeah, if I had to, share a message, it would to be find your passion and follow it, and then share that with the world or share that with the community around you.
Jump on the podcast.
Yeah, because I just think it's so powerful when you really know what your passion is and you do it. It doesn't feel like work. You just feel almost like a sense of liberation. You feel liberated.
Yeah.
You feel free, and you just do it with so much more energy and conviction and commitment. You don't think twice about it. You just go in and you do it. Like when I coached the teams, it was fun to me. It didn't feel like work, even though it was a lot of work. That was done for free. But it wasn't about that. It was about just doing something that I loved and sharing that with others, and they happen to love it too. Yeah, so that's what I would share, man.
That's crazy. Anthony's message is follow your passions, commit all day, get it, and then just do it.
Just do it like Nike.
Well, I hope Nike pays me for that.
Yeah, check it out. Sponsor us. Sponsor my teams.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not a public figure or anything. I have my accounts, but yeah, follow me on Anthony Nguyen, Nguyen, It's the right way to say it.
It's just Win? It's really just
Anthony. The Americanized way to say it is Anthony Nguyen, but with the Vietnamese accent is Wing.
Wing?
A little bit of an accent.
Okay, cool.
But Anthony Nguyen is fine, but I like to say Anthony Nguyen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought it was pronounced Nguyen, but awesome. Until next time, guys. Goodbye.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep. That's fun.